This time on Boneyard Revivals, this small block Chevy has been sitting for 20 years. We tear it down and we get it ready to send over to the machine shop for some horsepower upgrades.
What are we doing here, Robert?
Well, it's another day and it's another small block Chevy, and we're tearing it apart because we're modifying this one. We're giving her some upgrades. It's pretty much a bone stock 350. It was actually a rebuild or special, I think. I don't know if it was like an AutoZone rebuild or whatever. Back
Get in the zone.
As far as we know, the only cam that's like the only thing that they upgraded was the cam, and it's like some sort of RV cam. Like this has been sitting for about close to 20 years or so, and basically it was in a family friend's 1966 Chevy Chevelle, and basically car kind of rotted out. Guy had to get rid of it, and my dad bought this and the transmission, which was a turbo 350. The turbo 350 is going in my Cutlass, and this is going in his car.
Oh my God.
We're about to pull off a small block Chevy valve cover. Ta-da! Actually, it's actually a really good sign that this is actually reasonably clean, which means it's got oil changes and whatnot.
How's that taste?
There's still a little bit of viscosity left
Does
to that.
that taste like Middle Eastern oil?
Wow. Time to go home.
Don't demonetize it, please.
Please, no, sir.
It's just the U.S., you know. If your cheeseburger has too much oil in it, they're invading it.
Bring politics into it, dang it. What are you doing?
Hey, that says WG.
The irony.
Oh, wait. There we go. What are we doing?
So we pretty much pulled all of our intake manifold bolts out, and now we're going to see if we can get the intake manifold off. We're going to pull it off with the carburetor too, just to make life easier. I'm trying to get under it and
There's a gap here if you want to come on this side. Oh, it's on no.
Okay. We actually this might not be as stuck. Some of these, when they're on there for like ever, they tend to get really stuck. But this one seems like that one's not bad. That might come right off. I'm an expert at this. I've done this too many times now.
No, you're not. You don't have 50 years
There
experience.
You go.
I mean, it is pretty darn clean.
And that's a really good sign. That means this engine was reasonably taken care of when there's no sludge and whatnot.
So,
in
Robert, what are these for everyone?
These are push rods, and right below them are actually your hydraulic flat tappet lifters. And if you look in the right light down these holes, there's going to be some shiny stuff in there. That's going to be your cam.
So what's the difference between the hydraulic flat tappet
and what else? Because here's what I'll explain it. We talked about this in the Vortec 350 video. If you didn't see that video, it'll be linked up somewhere in here.
Over there?
If you want to check that out. Yeah, over there, somewhere. Anyway, yeah, so basically this is a hydraulic flat tappet engine. Basically, hydraulic flat tappet is the type of lifters that are in it. Basically, the way that these work is, I wish we'd be pulling them out, but we're not pulling them out right now. But basically, it's how they work and how they design. The flat tappet, basically, the way that it works is there's like a flat spot on the bottom of the lifter that rides against the cam lobe, and the actual lifter actually spins. And basically there's, they call it hydraulic because there's oil passages in it which actually pump up your lifters, which actually allow your push rods here to push up against your rockers, which then your rockers obviously operate the opening and closing of the valve via the cam lobe on the camshaft. The difference between a hydraulic flat tappet and a hydraulic roller is that, like we talked about before, the actual lifters on a hydraulic rollers actually have a little wheel on it, and that wheel rides on the cam lobe compared to the flat tappet of a flat tappet lifter. So that's the difference between a flat tappet and a hydraulic roller. We're gonna keep all of it together because you never know if we're gonna end up reusing these heads if we decide to throw an engine together or something. You never know. And these are a completely functional head. So it'd be really stupid to kind of lose some of that stuff if you wanted to reuse them. Mind you, these are stock heads. There's no power to be gained out of these. But if you want to put a running engine together, keep your stock components organized. So that's what we're gonna do.
Really put your hips into it, you know?
Yeah, you know, I mean, the ratchet's only 3 feet long. It's fine.
You're really compensating.
I don't go to the gym, bro. Do you even lift?
We can tell.
Break them all loose here. We can actually sneak them in between the rockers there, which is very convenient. Oh, there we go. Uno más.
Is it contradicting to use a snap-on wrench with a Pittsburgh adapter and a SK socket?
We're not picky around here. We use what we got. We're not one of them guys that, oh, you gotta have snap-on or Matco. Ew. You like that? Did I tell you you're doing a great job? You're doing a great job. I ought to bring you on as a mechanic.
I'm always the cameraman, you know? I gotta get your hands dirty.
Yeah, there you go. Get your hands dirty. Take some bolts out.
Gotta get it for the
Oh,
clout,
my
for the
hands are
clout.
my hands are so dirty.
I do it for the clout.
Pulled out the bar of Jesus Christ for this one. Whew, there she goes. You got that? That's fine. We just pull them out.
I'm still stuck on this side. I don't want to.
Well, no. Basically, what you're stuck on the dowel pin. You just gotta. There you
What do you want?
go. I guess. Oh, I wasn't trying to. Just go throw it on the bench over there. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, definitely a stock rebuild for sure.
Yeah.
Nothing great there. That's depressing. That's a lot of loss of compression or lack of. Probably might be best if you come from the backside.
Okay.
You have more of a ledge on the backside. Just try to be careful. We don't want to mar up the
Block.
yeah, well, the deck surface specifically.
Ready? Okay, I got a good spot here.
Hold on, let me find a.
Ready?
It really isn't no good. Yeah, go ahead. I'll just catch it. So, there it goes.
She's.
Oopsies. I just gotta get it off the dowel pin there.
What are dowel pins, Rob?
Dowel pins are actually parts of the block. Oliver, can you get this on video right here?
Yeah,
This guy right here. These are dowel pins. These basically help locate the cylinder head on the block.
Perfect, bud. Okay, ready?
Honestly, yeah. Come, well, there.
Perfect. Just make it right out.
Gas gets a little stuck in it. So, first off, that hat is absolutely disgusting for what we're currently doing. But, speaking of what we're doing, what are you doing?
This head gasket sucks.
Yeah, basically, we got to clean off our deck surface here, and the gasket material was still stuck to it. So we're taking razor blades, and we're scraping it all off, and it's a very time-consuming, wonderful process. So basically, next what we need to do is we actually need to check the depth of see how far these cast pistons are in the hole. And that's going to be via a few different gauges. And also, got some other news coming up for you that might be really interesting, that might really help this whole thing out.
Just TDC.
Still going a little more.
Some of it. So we got.
Well, yeah, I mean, so what? Well, honestly, for how much wear and stuff on what that's on the edges, basically, is what you're saying, just
Yeah.
because they're cast. Okay. So what we have 40 on the front and.
Yeah, we'll call it. Say 48, but I have like 41 over on the front corner.
So she's out a bit.
Well,
I mean,
if
it'll
the
be, you know,
pistons aren't
perfect
100%
either.
machine.
So what are you expecting there then? There could be a few thousands difference just from cast pistons being goofed up.
So we got.
Well, is there a way to measure the bores if you're saying that it could be possibly
I'd have
40
to-
over?
Yeah, I'd have to grab my snap gauges. To know
I
for
think
sure.
I think that would be next. I'm curious now that you said that.
Well, this is definitely by no stretch of the imagination the most accurate way.
Oh, definitely not. But I mean, it's pretty close. Because how does that basically work? It kind of slides down in the hole, and as you turn it, it'll tighten.
Yeah, it just locks it there.
Okay. Well, I guess it's time for, what, you need a roller, tape measure, something?
Yeah. Picking up like about 40 right there.
Wow.
Like I said, that's...
Yeah, there's a ridge there for sure.
So it's probably 40 over.
Wow. Well, that's kind of cool. No replacement for displacement, am I right? So technically it's a 357, not a 350. So just for some proof here that we're not messing with you, and this is truly a stock bottom end. It's a 2-bolt main. You can tell by the amount of bolts that hold in your main cap. We've gone over this a few times. There's a few differences between the 2-bolt and the 4-bolt. This is a 2-bolt because there's 2 bolts. A 4-bolt main will actually have another bolt here, and the cap shaped a little differently. We've gone over that before. If you want to see some of that information, that was on our Vortec teardown. That video link will be up here. But there you go. Oh, it came out. Oh, ease it. Why is there yellow? How is there yellow paint halfway on, like a low bin, like the fuel
They might
pump?
have used that for factory markings on it.
Interesting. This is the cam I wish I definitely want to know the specs on, because this is probably pretty rowdy, I would imagine.
I don't remember. I just don't remember. I know the car ran good.
Rob, you have a whole bolt to hold on to.
Yeah, I know, but it's kind of easier because you want to try to. That was just to initially pull it out.
That might be a better cam than what's going on. For all we know.
I doubt that. I highly doubt that. Me and Joe spent a lot of time picking that cam out. I'm sure you're going to be very, very pleased with it. Get my finger in there. Come on, we're almost there. Boom. Now, is there any markings on this?
Usually it's engraved on either one of the ends. Like look flat on the end, the flat surface on the end.
There's a part number.
Yeah.
We have a part number.
That's where it usually is on most camshafts. It's usually engraved.
546280. I don't know what company part number that
It's a GM.
is.
Right here. Right?
Well,
Is it GM? Or is it
No,
a
that's
C?
CWC.
That's probably the brand then. CWC.
Probably.
It could have been
not.
whatever foundry or
Whatever.
Yeah, that's what most of those markings are. Well, a lot of things you have to remember too when it comes to a lot of these camshafts. Just because a company will sell them
Doesn't
doesn't
mean
mean
it's
the
made by
company
them.
actually.
What we're going to do here, we're going to roughly check our lobe lift. You got to measure your base circle of the lobe down here. That's called the base circle of the cam. This is the lobe ramps. And what you do, you measure the base circle in this area, and then you measure the peak of the lobe here. You take this number, subtract it from the number of your measurement here. That will roughly give you what lift lobe that is. Okay, we have 1, 2, 5, 2 on our vernier. Write that number down. And then we're going to take on our tallest point of that cam lobe. And we have 150, 23, it looks like. 1.523. Two is 1. Let's see, we'll take that away from there. So 12, take away 5, 7. 4, take away 2. 271 lift, but then also what you have to figure in is your rocker arm ratio.
It should be
1.5.
It was stock rocker, so
Yep.
it should be a 1.5 ratio there.
So, anybody got the bleep loop in front of them? To plug some numbers in?
I don't want want to touch your.
I don't want to touch
I don't want to touch your.
I don't wanna touch your
Your yeah. Say that again.
We don't talk about that.
400 lift cam. On yours, 420.
I'm trying to remember what. I think the lift's 450 on mine.
Okay.
So
No,
that's
that's a 400 lift cam.
That's that. I tell you what. That's actually.
Dude, what do you think the one that you pulled out of this one was? Not even.
Oh,
close?
it's not even gonna be close to that. I don't even.
No, the one.
I don't even want to take a guess. On
So
what
the one
that
you
is.
just got for this,
It has 450 lift.
and that's just.
Okay,
This is 400.
468, 480 on this.
468. Yeah. Well, that like I said, that cam that I
So
bought for you.
That's probably
It's-
the typical, you know.
It's gonna be your typical street
higher
cam.
HP RV cam. So that is not a bad camshaft.
No.
That
this would be
that
something-
one is going in this box, and we will use that cam in
we're-
something else.
Oh, we will.
It will be good times for all. Just not good enough for the application she's going in. We need a little bit more gumption for.
That's going to do it for this video. Make sure you guys stay tuned because the next time you see this engine, it'll be over at Barn Performance Machine getting a bunch of work done. We're going to throw a much healthier cam in this thing. It's going to get a set of killer aluminum heads, and this thing is going to make horsepower like you wouldn't believe. So make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on that video, and we'll see you next time here on Boner Revivals. Get out in the shop, make some stuff happen. We'll catch you later. Take care.